If you ever fell sick in the Middle Ages, may God help you, because doctors surely wouldn't. Illness was a mystery to everyone. There were no microscopes, no science, and no understanding of germs. People believed diseases came from bad air, evil spirits, or punishment from God. When you got sick, the first thing people told you was to pray. Doctors, if you could even find one, were expensive and often dangerous. Their treatments were based on guesses, not facts. One of their favorite methods was bloodletting, cutting your arm open or using leeches to balance your humors. In their minds, sickness came from too much blood. In reality, they were just making weak people weaker. If you had a headache, they might drill a small hole in your skull to let the evil out. This practice was called trepanation, and many didn't survive it. For the poor, doctors were not even an option. Villagers relied on wise women or herbal healers, people who used plants, roots, and prayers to cure sickness. Some truly helped, but many were accused of witchcraft if their cures worked too well. When plagues came, like the Black Death, panic took over. People didn't understand infection. They blamed sinners, strangers, or even cats. Whole villages were wiped out in days, and no one could stop it. Hospitals existed, but they weren't places for healing, they were places for dying. Beds were shared, floors were filthy, and monks prayed for your soul instead of giving medicine. And if you got a simple wound, that could kill you too. A small cut might get infected, turn black, and spread fast. Without antibiotics, people often lost limbs, or their lives. In the medieval world, staying healthy wasn't luck, it was a miracle. If you thought surviving medieval sickness was bad, try surviving their idea of justice. In the Middle Ages, there were no proper police, no fair courts, and definitely no human rights. Justice depended on who you were, and who you knew. If you were rich, you could pay your way out of almost anything. But if you were poor, one small mistake could cost your life. There were no lawyers to defend you, and proof didn't mean what it does today. Sometimes, it was just your word against your neighbors, and whoever the local lord liked more would win. Punishment wasn't about fairness. It was about fear. Authorities believed that if people saw enough pain, they'd stay obedient. If you were accused of stealing, your hand could be chopped off. If you lied, your tongue might be burned. If you disrespected a noble, you could be whipped or locked in the stocks for days, while people threw rotten food and stones at you. And if someone said you were a witch, may heaven help you. You might be tied to a chair and thrown into a river. If you sank, you were innocent but dead. If you floated, you were guilty and burned alive. Executions were public entertainment. People came from villages to watch hangings, beheadings, and burnings. Children sat on their parents' shoulders to get a better view. The crowd cheered while a man's life ended. Even small crimes were punished with violence. Public shaming was common: iron masks, wooden stocks, or having to wear signs that told everyone your sin. And prisons? They weren't like modern cells. They were cold, dark holes filled